Hello again, YouTube modelers. Boyd here with you, and welcome to part one of our AMT Klingon K'tinga build series. And I'm getting off to a really good start on this. As you guys know, I'm building two of these at once. The other model kit is sitting over in my spray booth area right now. It's been all light blocked and primered. And this one here, I'm moving along with some lighting. As you know, I'm building one for myself that I'm going to take to a lot higher detail, and then one for the client that we're going to do some nice lighting and some other custom work. But I've started to do some lighting, and I wanted to show you what I'm working on here. You guys can see in this shot that I'm using some of those nice little SMDs that I get from my friend Jerry over at Sci-Fi Model Action. And I really like these because these are nice and small, and they'll fit in these tight little areas, and they put out a bright amount of light. And you can see what I've done is I've started drilling out the light sources here on the nacelle. You've got two here at the rear, a little group of three towards the front. There's one that comes out the tail in that little tube, and then one at the very top edge on the, this is just the outboard side now, that has a sort of little spotlight there in the front that's a little bit brighter than the rest of them. And then here on the inboard side, we've only got two that are towards the rear. I'm using these screen captures from Star Trek The Motion Picture that are available on the web, and so we're copying every detail exactly. You can see the window groupings there on that front bulkhead too. I'm going to show you that lit up in just a second and show you that we got those exactly on there. And we didn't just drill some holes at random and kind of guess. We put them in the exact spots that they're supposed to be to replicate the studio model. Let me turn this overhead light off now, and I'll turn the power on. And you can see our lighting. Here on the side of the nacelle, you can see that we've got that nice little grouping of lights at the front, and the little three lights there towards the front, and then the brighter kind of spotlight on the front part of the nacelle there. The two here at the rear, and then at the back we have this nice light coming out of the little tube there. And then on the inboard side we have our two little lights there at the back. So we've got our lighting replicated exactly like it was in the studio model for this part of the model. And we'll swing around the front here and take a look, and you can see that what we have there is we've got a little light grouping of lights. Now if you look very closely at that, you see on the left hand side that you've got a little group of three down here in the corner, and then three more in a kind of a straight line up at the top there, and then we have two and two that are sort of diagonal. And we go over here and look at this screen grab here, and you can see that that's exactly what we're that's the exact group of lights that we have on the front bulkhead of the forward plate there on the secondary section of the model. So that's going to come out really nice, and they're nice and small and in scale. They're not overly large and too bright. Now what I did to achieve that lighting in there is there's a strip of LED tape that's sort of back a little ways. It's kind of getting me this top row lights. And down here in the corner where it was kind of hard to get lighting into, I put some another one of those little SMDs. And keep in mind they're kind of twinkling and glowing a little bit right now. When I put some either canopy glue or crystal clear in there, that's going to bring those down quite a bit more and make them more look like finer pinpoints of light and bring the scale down on them even more. So it's turning out really, really nice. So I'm really happy with that so far. So that's where we are, guys. I just wanted to do a quick update tonight to show you that I got started on it, and we'll be back Friday night and then over the weekend, and we're going to be really cranking on these. Things are going to move along pretty fast. Now, this top hasn't been glued down. I've got this one, this nacelle here has all been puttied and sanded and filled and ready to be painted or primed, and then we've got to do some work up here. And you can see that this model is kind of notorious for having a pretty big gap right here. One of the things that you want to do when you build this model, or look for when you see other builds of this model, is that there are a lot of little details here. And so you don't want to just glob a bunch of putty in that and just leave it and sand it down. What you want to do is you want to fill that back in and then take a fine little file and reshape all these shapes to get all these shapes back on here. And that's a mark of a quality build on this. So that's an extra step that we're going to take on this model and make sure we have all that detail back in place and not just gob a bunch of filler in it. And of course we're going to put together this other nacelle and get that all sealed up and puttied before you put it on. The mounting point here on the side of the wing is really flimsy, guys, so I recommend that you do all your puttying and gap filling and everything as best as you can on these nacelles before you attach it, because if you're trying to sand that and everything while it's on the model, you're really going to shake it around and be really hard on it. You're probably going to wind up breaking that mount. It's really fragile. So but there she is, guys. She's coming out really nice. Like I said, the lighting on it's looking really nice and in scale, and I'm really happy with how everything's going so far. And we're going to get every light on this thing where it's supposed to be. There's a really nice flood lamp that comes off the side here that lights up the kind of the top area of the wings. There's two more on the back of the engineering section here, and we've got a nice little flashing red one at the neck and another flashing red one on the belly. And then we've got the disruptors that go on the bottom side here, and there's a little light that comes on the back side of those. And then we've got a bunch of lighting on the bulb area, including some little flood lamps that face towards the rear that actually sort of light up the neck area, sort of like the flood lamps on the pylons of the refit. So we're going to capture all that on this model, guys. I think you're really going to like it when you see it. So, all right, everybody. Take care. We'll catch up with you Friday night, and then on to into the weekend for some more action on the Klingon K'tinga. So we'll see you then. Happy modeling, everyone.